Hello everyone, and we are back with Legends vs. Rookies, now on our 4th episode now, and we see Eradicator take on Inverse for our first matchup of the episode. Eradicator is sitting at 1-4 on their career, with going 1-4 in Rookie Bots, which they fought in Heat C, and they're taking on a bot in Inverse, which was in Season 3 of this channel. And they went 2-3 in that season, going into a play-in match to get into the tournament, which they lost. I don't remember which bot to. And so Eradicator's gotten a very sizable redesign since Rookie Bots. And they have a much better horizontal spinner and actual forks on the back of their bot. But their forks don't touch the ground, so that will be very interesting to see in this fight. Inverse doesn't have any ground game as we know. Let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Looking like Inverse kind of gets the first shot there. Hard to tell. It looks like Eradicator sitting up, getting a good shot on Inverse. Looking good so far. Much heavier. Hopefully they can do more damage. Inverse has a very interesting weapon too, and a good shot by Eradicator. Eradicator doing some more damage already to Inverse. Great job by Eradicator. At least the Everder's mascot is not doing so good in this fight so far. As Eradicator is trying to pick them to pieces here. Eradicator, that new spinner is working very effectively so far in this matchup. As Inverse is getting tossing and turning here. Inverse trying to get right side back up so they can do some more damage, or hopefully do damage to Eradicator here in this fight. So far, Inverse is really struggling again here in this fight. But there goes Inverse getting them right back where they can fight. And another good shot by Eradicator. Inverse is a very much of an underdog in this matchup, as one of the pieces comes off one of the bots. I believe that is part of the Inverse's weapon. That is not good for Inverse whatsoever, as they really cannot spin up. Well, they kind of can, but it's a lot harder for them to, as the spinner is not even anymore. And Eradicator doing a good job so far, getting the most of the better shots in this fight, and really trying to pick off Inverse here. Inverse is not backing down, which they do not want to do against a bot like Eradicator. And Eradicator now putting Inverse in the screws, and Inverse is out of the arena. Great win by Eradicator. Well, that was a pretty good fight for Eradicator, showing off their new weapon. Eradicator got the better of the shots, and got probably more of the shots here in this fight against a bot in Inverse. Inverse never really had an answer, but in fact, they were the underdog of in this fight, due to them having no ground game, and their spinner being less powerful than Eradicator. But all in all, Eradicator just decimated all of what they could have Inverse, and Inverse never really had a response. Inverse didn't really have a game plan going in, as you could tell, as part of that spinner eventually fell off of Inverse, and Lisa Everett's bot will take another loss on this channel, as Eradicator proves that their new weapon is definitely legit, and they can hopefully contend with some of the better bots, or with good bots in the field. And then at a point Eradicator got Inverse on the screws and then out of the arena. Great win by Eradicator. Up next we see Radar take on Beta. This, I would say, in this fight, Radar is more of an underdog in the future, whether they get into Season 4 or Season 5 for Radar, I might add little forks to Radar so when they don't spin up, they can still actually have a chance to get underbots, which will be very interesting. And for Beta, they are, I would say, Beta is the favorite to win this matchup. They also need a better hammer, which I might upgrade going into Season 4 for them. Anyways, Beta's at a 7-8 career record. They have the better chance of winning this fight because Radar is a full body spinner and Beta is pretty good against full body spinners, as Radar, it'd be hard for them to do much unless they can somehow break off those like forks, which no one really has ever done to Beta. And the best way to beat Beta is to get under them, and Radar has no way of doing that. So let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Great shot by Radar to begin things off. Beta's hammer needs definitely an upgrade for Season 4. Radar really pouring it on, trying early to pour it on at least. Cannot let Beta scoop them up too much, as that can play to their downfall. Radar doing a good job so far, getting the better shots, and there goes one of the edge pieces of Beta. Good start, but now they need to whip out more of that wedge, as Beta is starting to fight back here against Radar. And Radar needs to keep up their hard hitting. So far, it is Beta winning the ground game as it should, but Radar winning the bigger shots, as they're getting pretty good shots on Beta in this fight so far. Radar doing a pretty good job, but they're not doing enough. They need to break off more of that front wedge of Beta. Beta will just absorb it. So now Beta gets Radar in the screws. This one upside down. Radar can self-right. So that is a good thing for them, as they self-right there and get another really good shot on Beta. They are pouring it onto Beta, and Beta is probably taking the most damage they've ever taken to a full body spinner, and it keeps on going. Good job by Radar. Radar is so powerful at making the right shots. But now Beta scooping up once again, trying to get Radar on the screws here. Good job by Beta. Now put on Radar on the screws once again, but Radar gets down. What a good fight between both of these machines so far, as Radar getting the better of the shots, but Beta absorbing them. Good shot by Radar there. Now Beta scooping up once again, putting Radar on the screws. Will it be the last time? Or maybe not. Putting more and more on the screws, and Radar's out of the arena. Radar had some great shots in that fight, but it was Beta mostly absorbing the shots, which helped Beta in the long run. Radar got the best of the shots and probably did more damage in a way, but Beta absorbed most of it and letting those wedges be intact in all of the fight, besides one little part that came off, which Radar will definitely need to absorb if they want to have a chance to punch in some of the other bots if they get into Season 4 or 5. And this proves that Beta can still take on and use full body spinners, as they took down Radar. I believe they take down at least one or two other full body spinners. And this proved that Radar is probably one of the most powerful full body spinners out there on this channel. But Beta proves that they can get that their wedges will not break, as they put Radar on the screws one last time and then got them out of the arena. Our next matchup, we see Eradicator take on Kraken. Kraken went 2-3 in Season 3, just like Inverse. And Kraken lost in the play-in matches for the Season 3 tournament. I don't remember who they lost to. Anyways, Eradicator won their last match to Inverse. So now they're up on the up and up. And so for Kraken, they just need to absorb the shots for Eradicator. And they actually have a ground game, so this will be a much different fight for Eradicator. And Eradicator probably has to use that back wedge some if they can somehow get under Kraken. But this will be a very interesting fight. And we'll have to see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. And there goes Kraken scooping up Eradicator already. Eradicator is now getting took up again by Kraken. Kraken definitely needs an upgrade too, as that upper jaw is way too heavy to actually grab down on Eradicator. So that's another reason behind somewhat a need for another bot. Anyways, Eradicator trying to use that back wedge now. Not to the ground, so it does not be able to get under Kraken. And Kraken gets under him again and puts Eradicator on the screws. And it looks like Eradicator's out of the arena after getting on the screws. Well, this was a pretty easy fight for Kraken in the long run, as they absorbed the 2 or 3 shots Eradicator took on them. And Kraken definitely had the majority of their damage, swallowing up, putting on the screws for one time, and then getting Eradicator out of the arena using that upper jaw. Great win by Kraken. Up next, we see a matchup between Radar and Black Dragon. Black Dragon went 1-3 in Season 3 after going 3-1 in Season 2 and going to the tournament and then losing in the second round. And so Black Dragon sitting at a 5-5 career record, and Radar just lost to Beta in the first round, the first matchup of Legends vs. Rookies. And so Radar is looking to bounce back here against a tough Black Dragon bot, but Black Dragon also might need a redesign, as they're way too small, and most of the bots in this field are a lot bigger than them. Anyways, Radar is looking to pick off the pieces they can of Black Dragon, and Radar's hoping to do what they did to Beta, but in a better fashion. Let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, as Black Dragon gets the first round against Radar. And Black Dragon gets another good shot. But now there goes Radar, breaking off both those forks of Black Dragon. Radar now in control of this fight. Hitting some great shots already. Black Dragon's defenseless now, as Radar can take full advantage of this. And there's a great shot by Radar. Radar pouring it onto Black Dragon, as Black Dragon is defenseless, puts Black Dragon on the screws and gets Black Dragon out of the arena, question mark? No, Black Dragon is fighting to stay in. You can barely see him, but there they go. They get back into the arena. And another good shot by Radar here, as now Black Dragon upside down. Radar puts him in the screws once again. And I think this is time for them to get out of the arena. And yes, Black Dragon is out of the arena. Radar got the best first shot they could have possibly got, as they broke off both of those forks off of Black Dragon, and then Winter work landing absurd shots to Black Dragon, and a possible thumbnail picture. Radar really never let up as they put Black Dragon on the screws and sat there letting Black Dragon get back into the fight, which in all in all was not a mistake at all, as Radar put them on the screws once again, used what they're made for, a full body spinner, and got Black Dragon out of the arena. Now we see Beta take on Eradicator. Beta got their last win against Radar, which they absorbed the shots from. Now they're taking on Eradicator, which just lost Kraken in their last matchup. So this will be a very interesting fight, as Eradicator has proven that weapon actually does work and that can do damage in that fight against Inverse. And so Beta proved they can again and again that they can absorb shots. But can they absorb the shots from Eradicator? That's the real question. But if Eradicator's weapon is not that powerful, then Beta probably can. And so for Beta, they just have to absorb the shots. And even if Eradicator tries to use that back wedge, it does not look to the ground. So they probably could easily get under that. But anything could happen in Battlebots. So let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Great shots by Eradicator to begin things off, but Beta absorbing the shots already. Eradicator doing way more damage, as they're not doing enough damage to Beta, and Beta absorbing the shots like they did with Radar. Good job by Beta, and I mean both bots so far. Good job by Beta knowing what they're doing and getting Eradicator on the screws. Trying to get Eradicator out of the arena here. Eradicator is stuck on the screw mount, and Eradicator gets helped down with the help of Beta, as Eradicator's weapon is doing absolutely nothing to Beta, and Eradicator is out of the arena after Beta gets him on the screws once again. Well, that was a pretty easy fight for Beta all the way through, as they absorbed the shots from Eradicator's weapon. Eradicator's that weapon was good, but I guess not very good against certain bots, as they lose this fight single-handedly to Beta, as Beta gets them on the screws and the screw mount, and then helps them down, which all in all didn't hurt them at all, as they put Eradicator on the screws once again to get them out of the arena. Great win by Beta. And for our next matchup, we see Inverse take on Radar. Inverse lost the first matchup of the episode to Eradicator. Now they're taking on a bot and Radar, which has proven that they are very hard hitting, probably even more than Eradicator, as they've shown that in their first two fights. And so for Radar to win this fight, they just have to do what Eradicator did and just pick apart Inverse. Inverse really has to rely on the screws if they want to win this fight. But all in all, it's going to be very hard for Inverse to have a chance. They have to really box him in and not let him do much damage, because Radar can do a ton of damage. And if they do to Inverse, Inverse will struggle throughout the fight. But we will have to see who will win this fight down in the pits. And let's head over there now to see who takes the W. Let the bot battle begin. As Inverse trying to get the first better shots on Radar here. Radar now getting the better shots, and their first shot by Radar. First big one in a way. As Radar getting the better shots now. And get him on their side there. Radar, I believe part of Inverse's weapon just got torn off, or as it was spinning up, wasn't working. And Radar taking some great shots here on Inverse, already struggling against Radar. As Radar getting insanity shots, and there's another one. Radar getting shot after shot, and there goes a piece of Radar though. First piece we've seen fall off all episodes so far. And there goes another piece of Inverse. Not a good start for Inverse as they are getting picked apart piece by piece. And there goes another piece and a massive shot by Radar. Now trying to get Inverse on the screws. Inverse is dying for help here as Radar is picking him apart piece by piece. And Radar proving that they are a more lethal boss. Getting another insane shot on Inverse here. Now putting Inverse on the screws. Inverse is here for help as they have struggled this entire fight so far. And Radar gets Inverse on the screws. And Inverse is out of the arena. What a massive win by Radar. Radar controlled this fight from start to finish as they manhandled Inverse with ease, getting shot after shot. Inverse throughout the fight was begging for help. They were trying to call an ambulance after this massacre, as they never found an answer to this brutal beatdown by Radar, as Radar, even despite losing a piece, they didn't get at all, as they kept picking apart Inverse, and Inverse just looking for answers as they're going on in the fight, and they just never found one, so they just chose to lose this fight, as Radar put on a performance and showed that if they get into Season 4, they could be a major threat. And this was a brutal and great win for Radar. And then they eventually got Inverse on the screws and got Inverse out of the arena. For our next fight, we see Black Dragon take on Eradicator. Eradicator really has to win this fight to put any pressure on Radar, then really to have any chance of getting to Season 4. And so, for Black Dragon, they want to win this fight after getting brutally murdered against Radar when they've last played them. And for Black Dragon, now they're sitting at a 5-6 career record after losing to obviously to Radar. And for Eradicator, they want to up one for their career record, now sitting at 2-6 on their career record right now. So this fight I could see going either way. Eradicator has proven that their weapon is very good, but also has proven their weapon is not as great as at times or against certain bots. Let's see if that's the certain bot is good again. Let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. At the bot, battle begins. Here's a good shot by Eradicator to begin things off. Eradicator getting some good shots on Black Dragon here. Black Dragon's hard to fight back though, putting Eradicator on the screws. They lose one of their forks in the process though, and Eradicator gets down from the screws mount. Once again, like they did in beta. Good shot by Eradicator. Counter, and another good shot. Cutting him. Black Dragon spinning here. Using that back leg. It works this time. Gets Black Dragon on the screws. Black Dragon now tumbling for answers as they are upside down. Not a good start for Black Dragon here. As they get right side up again. Black Dragon is dying for answers here in this fight. They definitely need a redesign. And there goes one of their wheels. That is not good for Black Dragon at all, as they're on the screws, and now they're out of the arena. Great win by Eradicator here, as they proved they were the better bot against Black Dragon. Despite Black Dragon having some early success, breaking out one of their own forks and getting Eradicator on the screw mount, Eradicator had to respond and got a good shot, sending him spinning, and then got Black Dragon on the screws using that back wedge, and then also getting them upside down. But then Black Dragon got right head up, but then Eradicator put them on the screws one last time to eventually get Black Dragon out of the arena. Great win by Eradicator. And now we have the hopefully, or maybe not, the last match of the episode. Kraken taking on Radar. If Radar wins this fight, they get into Season 4. So that will be very interesting to see them get into Season 4. But if they lose this fight, they will have to fight Eradicator, the winner, to get into Season 4. They're taking on a bot in Kraken. And Kraken took down Eradicator in their last fight. And so for Radar, they have shown that they have pure dominance against some of the bots they've faced so far, as they have shown that they hit super hard. And for Kraken to do well in this fight, they need to absorb those shots like Beta did. That's going to be very hard for them to do because they're a lot more fragile than Beta, as Beta is a lot more compact than most of the bots, even in the entire field of what was Season 3. And so for Radar, they just really have to get some really good shots and not let Kraken get a lot of bite downs here against them, so that Kraken can put them in the screws and eventually maybe get them out of the arena. So Radar has to, as much as they can, avoid that and try to get the win here. Let's see who wins this fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Looks like Radar will get the first shot, putting Kraken's jaw down. Kraken is so heavy on the top, they need a major redesign on the top. Anyways, Radar doing a good job so far, getting some of that fork weak of Kraken. And there goes that main long fork of Kraken. Not a good start for Kraken already, as Radar already starting to pick them apart. It looks like Radar is behind them, gets them on their head. Not a good start for Kraken at all in this fight. Kraken already struggling, as Radar getting some control points and some good damage points so far, as Kraken has nothing to answer here. Kraken needs to find an answer to Radar's great hits, and as now Kraken puts Radar on the screws, gets them on their head, but Radar self-rights. Radar is doing such a great job of counteracting Kraken's ability to do anything, as they put him on their head again. Kraken is full on struggling now, about to be out of the arena. Will this fight be over already? It looks like not. The screws help Kraken get down. Kraken on their head again, and now get back up. And Radar goes right back to work on Kraken, as Kraken is still struggling. Now doesn't have the advantage, as they don't only have any forks left. Not a good job by Kraken so far, as Radar gets Kraken on their head once again. Getting a tough position. Can Kraken self-right from that position? I don't think they can. Radar has him in a very tough position, as Kraken cannot self-right. Looks like maybe the countdown will begin. And yes, the countdown will begin. Kraken cannot self-right from that position. And it looks like Radar will get the win. Great win by Radar. What a good fight for Radar, but what a very, very poor fight for Kraken, as they got exposed hardly by Radar. Radar ripped off that longer fork of Kraken, and Kraken was crumbling for answers basically from the beginning. As Radar got behind them, put Kraken on their head, I believe for the first time of the fight, as they did 3 times, 2 of the jumps after that. And Kraken was already crumbling for answers after that first one. And then Kraken just struggling, as they got spinned around by Radar, but then Kraken did some good job by putting Radar on the screws and then putting Radar on their head, but Radar quickly self-righted. Then led to Radar putting Kraken on their head once again, with Kraken almost out of the arena. And then it was just Radar kept going at it, putting Kraken on the screws, as Kraken just struggled, and then Radar eventually put Kraken in a position where Kraken could not self-right, and Kraken lost this fight because they couldn't self-right from that position. And then Radar got the win. Great win by Radar. And the next time I see you, it will be Legends vs. Rookies, Episode 5. See you in the next one. Bye!